Alright, so I'm in the middle of an engine swap on the Camaro and need to replace the shifter cable, which you can see hanging down there on the floor, because when we were lowering the transmission it got kind of hung up on the cable without me knowing it. It kind of bent it and pulled it out of shape. So I went ahead and just ordered a new replacement cable assembly. This is the boot where it goes through the floor from inside the car, and it is screwed from inside the car. And this is where it comes out to the transmission here. So I'm not gonna be hooking it back up to the transmission right now. It would just be the reverser removal. There's really just a bolt holding to the side. And then there's a clip that holds this whole thing into the housing. So this is the piece that bolts to the bottom of the transmission, and it slides in through here. And then there is this little C-clip that you have to remove to get it out of this part right here. But this is kind of bent up too, so I'll have to fix that. Alright, so unfortunately to change the cable we have to take the whole center console out. And basically there's an 8mm bolt up under here, and then one under here that has to come out. That holds the kind of the front in place. And then as far as on the inside here, so we need to take this box out. You can see there's two little 8mm, it looks like, bolts in there that need to come out, and it'll pull this lid out. And then we'll remove the shifter handle, this button, so this pulls off. I'll show you how to do that. So once you get that off, inside of here there's a couple more just little 8mm bolts. They're holding to the car. You can see that just loosened everything up back here. Alright, we're also gonna have to take, it looks like these little little Allen butts out. And so I guess this side it's a 7, just to make it interesting. Here on the passenger side, it's an 8mm. Alright, so I'm going to pull these out. It looks like a 5/32 Allen fits in there. Got a light bulb, little connector under there. Alright, so you can see that's kind of all that was holding this in place, but the shifter is going to be our problem here. I think I am going to have to remove this. It'd be nice if we didn't have to. Let's see if we can just get around it. Look at that. Alright, because this is a real pain in the butt to get this off, so if we don't have to, that'd be great. Alright, so here's that boot. You can see where it goes to the floor, and there it comes up. And under here, move this light out of the way so you can see. It's connected back under here. Get it pushed up so we can see it's just clipped. You see there's just a little cotter pin right there that's holding that piece in. Okay, just push this little pin out. I guess we're what we consider in park right now. So you can see that's loose. So put these little parts somewhere safe for a minute. Now this boot is held to the floor by Looks like a couple more. Uh-oh. We have here Tootsie Roll wrapper from probably like the 80s. Okay. The second one. Now, okay, so kind of like outside, there's a little clip right here. It's been in here for 43 years. Alright, let's see. Just gonna go flying on me. Yep, alright. Got that clip out. Now the shifter, honestly, should be able to remove this metal plate here. Now, have to get it back through here somehow, and then pull it up from under the car, which is going to be interesting. If I can just push the whole thing through, might be easier. Yes, that was way easier. Alright, so here's the old one. You can see what happened. It basically pulled the cable apart down here. So it's no longer functioning like it's supposed to. Just a little different than the new one. I mean, the key thing you want to make sure is when that cable, when both cables are at the same point in their travel. See if we look here, those two pieces are lined up. That is lined up. There's no actual adjustment in the cable itself. It's just the parts on each end. So we're gonna go ahead and, like I said, we're gonna push this up from the bottom of the car. All right, so I've got an assistant blow that's gonna push it up through. Again, hold on, we gotta get this metal part so everything goes through the metal piece. All right, now go ahead. Okay, and then it's pretty much lined up where it's gonna need to go. Then we gotta force all the rubber through the hole. All right. And then you want to line the rubber up with the holes on each side and the metal bracket, just like that. And we'll re-secure. Alright, so now you can see that we have this lined up right here where it needs to be. So we'll take our little, actually what we'll do first is I guess we'll go ahead and secure this, the clip. So you need to push it far enough we can get this clip back in. The way these clips are, probably gonna help just to kind of get it lined up and get it lined up the best you can, and then tap it into place with the hammer. Okay. Alright, so now we need to get the pin pushed through. Right here. Push back through. And then take your little cotter pin. Okay, so now we've got a nice smooth engagement of the cable. Obviously it's not connected to anything down below. See if I can figure out where this light was. It looks like it was just, oh yeah, it goes up through here. So we'll deal with the light here in a minute when we put the console back in, but that's gonna go right there. Alright, so same thing. It's gonna be the reverse of what we just did here. Getting it back in. Come down at an angle. Shifter. And sorry about the camera. We'll just kind of finagle that up through there. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. See, we had a little bit of brittle plastic that broke, so I'm going to have to glue that back before I screw those in. But it's the reverse removal. Put your 7mm, 8mm, 2 8mm in, and we'll put the center console back in and put the 2 bolts that held it in place. And then the rest of it will be under the car. Transferring everything over. Again, there really is not an adjustment per se in the cable. You just have to make sure you have the right length cable and buy the right part. So I'll put a link in the description below to the cable that I bought. They're getting a little harder to find now, so I was able to buy it, get it pretty quick. So I'll have a link to that cable. Hopefully the video was helpful. I couldn't find another video like this on YouTube that showed basically just how to remove the center console and get that cable switched out. So it's not that hard, actually. It's a little harder. Obviously, I don't have the transmission in the car right now, but you know, and I have a lift, which makes it a lot easier. I can go up and down, but this is nothing you can't just put the car in jack stands and crawl under there and do yourself, even with the transmission in the car. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. If the video helped you out, be sure to like it, subscribe for more. And until next time, we'll see you later.